Well, hello there, and this is Auntie. And I am here to do my review of 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After, Season 5, Episode 2, Caught in the Fire. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for joining the family, and to all of my nieces and nephews who have been here with me for the long haul. Thank you all so much for your continued support. If I had to rate this episode, I would rate it a C. Okay? Yeah, that's all it's getting. Okay? That's all it's getting. So let's get into this episode. The first couple that I want to talk about is Kalani and Asuelu. Kalani is married to a baby. Asuelu, we see him with his friends. He said that he met these guys shortly after he came to America. Last week we saw him giving out samples of yogurt, and this week we see him in a gym playing volleyball. He says that, he's, knows that he has to grow up and everything, but he's just not growing up. And so he's with these guys and he's justifying himself. He says that he is homesick and he wants to go back home. He misses his family, his father and his mother and his sister. And he tells his friends that you can take the man out of Samoa, I think it is, but you can't take him out of, like, what? I thought that was just so chauvinistic of him. This mofo is not contributing to the household. He's not stepping up to the plate and being the man that he is supposed to be to Kalani. But you know what? You can't get mad at him when she is allowing this to go on. Her father can't even get mad when she's allowing this to go on. He says that, basically, in so many words, that it's her job to take care of the babies and to take care of the household. So if that is the case, then what is his job? What is he supposed to be doing as a man? I really believe he needs to step up to the plate, but he's not going to. He feels like he's getting that little TLC check. He's here and he's playing around with his friends, and, instead of him being at home, he tells his friends, let's continue on playing. Later on, we see him come downstairs with, a dozen of roses. And he has a box, and he says that the roses is the smell of his love. And the chocolate is the taste of his love. And I'm like, bitch, keep both of them. Both of them smell and taste nasty. But she's believing that she's going out on this romantic date with him. And so they go out on this date, and they are throwing axes. And she does not see this as a romantic date. She's thinking that they're going to go to the movies and that they're going to have a good time there. And of course, she goes along with it, as many women do, instead of stepping up and saying, look, this is unacceptable to me, and I'm not going to take this foolishness off of you. She goes head on it, goes along with it. And so she says that, even though it's not romantic, she's having a good time. And then this is the time that he drops the bomb on her and tells her that he wants to go back home. She's like, it costs thousands of dollars. He said, I will help you with the kids. And she's like, he's never stepped up to the plate. He's never kept his promise about what he said that he was going to do. And I absolutely believe her. She asked him multiple times whether or not he's going to help her. And at no time does he financially talking about helping her, maybe picking up a second job. He says, I'll watch the kids more. This is just a disaster. Like, really, this is a disaster. The next couple I want to talk about is Syngin and Tania. I don't know why they back, but bitch, they back. And they are just as bad. She was in a car accident and hurt her foot. Okay, so she is in a cast and on crutches and in a wheelchair. And the two of them decide that they're going to go to the ice skating rink. Like, what sense did that make? So they go to the ice skating rink and everything. Y'all excuse my hair. I got it up, okay? It's looking all crazy and wild, but you know, it is what it is till it ain't what it ain't. And so the two of them decide that, you know, they go, okay, that is going to bother me, isn't it? Okay. So the two of them decide that they're going to go to an ice skating rink, and Syngin is like, you know, you got this South African out on the ice. Okay. And so he brings her out on the ice with him in the wheelchair, and he swings her around, and the two of them were supposed to be moving to Florida, but because of the accident, everything froze. She said that she stayed in Connecticut because she has health care. And so I'm assuming that she has a job because or either she's on the system. Like, if she got Medicare B, C, like, like what is it that she has that she can't get in Florida? Is she working? The obvious question is no, because the mother said neither one of them are working. They are moving out of the she shed and moving into a rental home that has a full stove and upstairs and a downstairs and everything else. And neither one of them have a job. And I'm saying, how are they affording this? Syngin wants to move to a warmer climate, but she's like, I really do believe that there's a reason why we are staying here. Duh, you don't have a job. So we see them moving back and forth. He starts talking about, you know, the sex they're going to be able to have in the home. And she's like, well, can you wait to talk about that, you know, in private? They get to the home and everything. And this is when the mother is concerned. It looks like that he got his work permit visa pushed up. And so now he has a work permit visa. And it is just, oh my God, y'all, like, oh my God. But he's not working. He says that he finds, you know, he thought that America was the land of opportunity. Yeah, it's a land of opportunity, but right now we got 3 million people unemployed. This is not the time for, you know, oh. This couple is just a disaster as far as I'm concerned. He is considering going back into bartending. She talked about all the cars and the motorcycles and the phones and all the fights and all that kind of stuff that he has been through as a result of his drinking. And but she is actually enabling this behavior because I really believe that Tania thinks it's cute. The producer asked Tania, do you think that this is a red flag? She said, yes, this is a red flag. But she's got her own damn red flags, okay? They're over at the sister's house, and, you know, I guess this is her time where she can really share. He says, if I want to get up in the morning at 10 o'clock and have a beer before I eat breakfast, then, bitch, that's what the hell I'm going to do. And this is just a disastrous relationship as far as I'm concerned. I don't even like talking about Tania and Syngin. We'll see how wild this gets, but, you know, I really don't know whether or not a lot of this is acting. Is it real? Is it Memorex? Like, what is it? And again, you see now why this episode got a C. It got a C from me because it really, it's the same old thing over and over again. The next couple I want to talk about is Paul and Karine. Paul and Karine are still in her country, and they are living in a pigsty. He is worrying about packing and putting everything in, you know, in this suitcase. He's standing on top of it, trying to weigh it. Why he's on top of it, I don't understand. But he says that they have enough space for another 7 pounds worth of stuff. Karine is, you know, a new mom, and she's about to leave her mother. And we all know how close Karine is to her mother. And so, you know, it's heartbreaking to see her leave. But she said that Paul made a sacrifice to come and live with her. And so the least that she could do is to, you know, go and live with Paul in America. Paul said that they, you know, put the visa in. She has a 2-year visa. And and this will give her an opportunity, sorry, y'all, This will give her an opportunity to work as soon as she gets there. But will it give this bitch an opportunity to work? Paul is making all these plans. He's already bought the plane tickets and everything, but this bitch doesn't even know where he's gonna live. Now, Paul, you know me and you cool. We cool, right? But Paul, why the hell would you come to the United States and you don't even have a clue as to where you're going to live? Paul gets on the phone and calls his mama. Okay, what the hell is going on? Oh my God, I can't have a night like this now. Excuse me, y'all. What the? Well, damn. You know what? Keep it pushing, Auntie. We gonna keep it pushing without the light, okay? So Paul calls his mother on the phone and says, Mom, we got all of our stuff packed. We about to roll out, Mom. Can we please stay with you? And the mother is like, Paul, you need to grow the hell up. Why would you be packing and planning on leaving and you don't even have a place to stay? You don't have a place to lay your damn head. You know you can't come here and stay with me. You're too damn grown to come here and stay with me. And if you come here and stay with me, you ain't going to leave, damn it. And you know you're not going to leave. So Paul was like, well, what am I going to do? You know, I need to come there with, with Karine and Pierre, and I want to give him the best life and everything. And the mother was like, I don't give a damn about that. I tell you what I'll do. Paul, I will put you up in a hotel for 3 days. And 2 nights, okay? I will put you in a hotel room, and then you have to fend for yourself. I'm just so shocked that this mofo would make all these plans, assuming that he's going to be able to stay in his mama's house. Like, mofo, you done lost your damn mind when you thinking that you're going to just come and move with somebody like that. Karine has a conversation with her mother because at this point, she's got to tell her mama that she's leaving and that she's not going to be coming back for a while. She's actually going to be staying there with Paul. And so, Karine's mother's like, he a damn liar. He don't do what he say he going to do. Karine is saying that, Paul is a good man when he's not hype up and everything and running his ass down the street and causing people, to get hurt and putting mofos in danger. She was like, he's a good man when he's not doing all of that. But at this point, she has no choice. She wants to be supportive and move with Paul to the United States of America. And we're going to go ahead. We're going to see how that works out for them, right? But anyway, so after that, we see the two of them, her basically, telling her mom that she's leaving. The mom is crying and Karine is crying. And I didn't cry because I just was like, she's already here. We know that she's here. And so, a lot of this is old news. We just kind of seeing what happened, The next couple I want to talk about is Andrei. So, Elizabeth has already got her marching orders from Andrei. Bitch, we want you to go out. I want you to go to your father and tell your father that he is going to pay for this wedding. And so she's like acting like she's apprehensive. She doesn't want to do it and all this kind of stuff. So she, Andrei basically tells her, look, your family is rich. They don't want to leave their little cushy lifestyles. All of them got fancy cars and fancy homes and all of this kind of stuff. You're a rich bitch, okay? So she goes over to her rich bitch sister's house, and the sister is a rich bitch, okay? She's a very nice home, okay? Indoor, the walls come around the pool and all that kind of stuff. And it's laid out like, okay, it's laid out. So the three of them decide that they're going to, nurse their babies all at the same time. And I guess this was the nursing part of the pool. I mean, nothing's wrong with that. But I just was really shocked that TLC was just showing that, they just was going back and forth from nipple to nipple to nipple. But of course, we know that TLC is the same company that takes pictures and videotapes 600 pound over people who are over 600 pounds in the shower and wiping their ass on the toilet. So there is no level. That's too low for TLC. I just think that it's a private moment, with her mother, and I understand that. I don't want nobody getting mad at me thinking that, Auntie, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with it. I just was shocked that TLC was airing it the way they was, and they were just going back and forth from nipple to nipple, like I said. Okay. So, of course, she's telling her sisters, that she really believes that, she understands the fact that they're not going to come. And they said that, Libby, basically, he did this because he doesn't want us to come. There's no way in the world that we are going to be able to uproot our families in less than 30 days. They start talking about Moldova, and they talk about the crime that's there. I looked it up myself, and it is full of crime, allegedly. It has people of all walks of life. The crime seems to be very bad there. And I understand the sisters' apprehensions. Just from what I read, it doesn't seem like it's very safe. They said it's a lot of, a lot of crime, pickpocketing, racketeering, just a whole lot of stuff that's going on over in Moldova, bitch. And ain't nobody got time for that. And so, of course, Elizabeth really doesn't want her sisters to come, although she says that she does. And so the next thing we see her, go home. She drops the baby off, and now she's at her father's house. He's in there making his food, but he was expecting her to come. And so she sits in there and everything, and she's like, Daddy, I really need to talk to you. So, they bring up the wedding situation. So the dad was like, what about money? And of course, she says, well, actually, Dad, we were expecting you to pay for it. And so the dad was like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew y'all was going to ask me. And here comes the waterworks. And I said, if this is not the most manipulative piece of crap that I've ever seen in my life, Elizabeth totally manipulated her father into paying for their wedding by boohooing, crying. And like he said, when I see my daughter cries, my instinct, my emotions, my automatic instinct is to make it better and to make her feel better. And she knew that. She knew that this was something big that she was going to be asking her father to do. And she's talking about she's in the middle of it. No, you're the master manipulator in this. Andrei is absolutely what they say they have in Moldova. They have people who are manipulative and do all kinds of crimes and get over on people and digging it and okay. And absolutely Andrei appears to be that person as far as I'm concerned. And so is Elizabeth. Elizabeth is playing her husband against her family, and she is the damsel in distress. She is the one who's being manipulated. And I'm in the middle of it, and I just don't want to be in the middle of it. I'm just sick of it. And I was like, girl, you going to your rich daddy, okay? Not rich, but wealthy daddy. And you manipulated your dad into doing this. And so whatever happens to her, whatever Andrei does to her, I absolutely believe that she deserves every bit of it. And I'm telling you, I don't have no sympathy for her. At first, I used to just think that, Andrei is just this butthole. And he is. He's a narcissist. He's male chauvinist. Like, he's all those things. But so is Elizabeth in a woman's skin. She is manipulating her father. She is manipulating her family. She is keeping the pot stirred. And I hope that Andrei take her for every cotton freaking dime that he can. Because when after her father said yes, and she was like, I don't want you, Daddy, to say yes because I'm crying. That's exactly why you started crying, Elizabeth. And so she goes back home and she needs a drink because she wants to celebrate with her husband her success. And I thought that was low down dirty, and I thought that it showed a lot about her. And now he's talking about that the wedding is going to cost anywhere between $10,000 to $50,000. And of course, she's going to ask her father for all of it. He's talking about going to get some singer, bitch, that's costing $10,000. Like who? Who in Moldova is singing for $10,000? He is about to rob that family. Another person that was acting that way was Asuelu. Kalani was talking about how Asuelu has them sending stuff to the family. He gonna tell her that we gotta make sure that when we go over there, we got a lot of money. That we got, a lot of money to make sure that we give to the family. She's already talking about just the airline tickets by itself is three grand. She said every time I turn around, these bitches want a cow. She said I'll send them a pig, but I'm not gonna send them a cow. She's trying to explain to Asuelu that Asuelu, we need to take care of our family first. Well, Elizabeth ain't even saying that because her father's already taking care of her family. Now she got her father paying for this high-ass expense. Oh, my God. I just was like, you know what? I can't with these people. The next person that I want to talk about is Larissa, y'all. It's a whole bunch of them. I'm going to try to get through this. The next person I want to talk about is Larissa. Larissa indicates that she got low self-esteem, bitch, and that she doesn't have a good self-image. So she goes and gets Botox and all kinds of surgeries, hoping that she is going to feel better about herself inwardly. So now we see her at a strip pole class, which they are very good, and they are hard as hell to do. So she's there, and she says that, she may decide to be a stripper, that she's already paid for. I mean, she's already applied for the green card, so she's trying to see, whether or not she's going to, get the green card or whether or not she's going to have to marry an American man. And so she starts talking about the qualities of a man that she wants. She wants him to be tall. She wants him to be skinny. She don't want him young, but she don't want him old either. Damn well she says she wants him rich. Larissa goes on to say that because of her relationship with Colty, now she thinks that she wants to date women. Bitch, if you don't sit your ass down, dating a woman ain't gonna be no easier boo than dating a man, because guess what? You the damn problem. You are the problem, Larissa. It ain't got nothing to do whether or not it's a male or female or whatever the hell. You're the problem, Larissa. Like, seriously. So anyway, Larissa is, Larissa is with her girlfriend, and she's saying that, she wants to date a man and everything. She doesn't want to be alone. She's hoping that she could get somebody to sponsor a green card for her just in case her fall through. And so her girlfriend was like, look, I got, a blind date that I could hook you up with somebody. You can go on a blind date. Larissa, of course, doesn't know what a blind date is. And so when the girl starts telling him that he's successful, he's had multiple businesses and stuff, Larissa's, nipples got hard. And she was like, bitch, okay, I'm game for this. I'm in for this. Larissa was like, oh, yeah. Oh, tell me more about him. Okay. So basically, she's going to set her up with another man. On the meantime and in between time, we got a full-fledged relationship going on with Colty. Colty is still with Jess, but Colty has not changed. He wakes up in the morning and he is eating carry-out food out of a bag. This mofo is so cheap. Excuse me, y'all did me an Angela. This mofo is so cheap that he won't even pay, for room service. They're eating out a bag. And so Jess, he says that last night was great. They had sex, but now she's gotten up in the morning and now she's acting a little funny. And I'm thinking to myself, could it have anything to do with the motion that was not in the ocean? Could it have anything to do with this little? Does it have anything to do with that? Is she disappointed? Now, she was a Brazilian woman and she was talking about the sex and all of that kind of stuff. But Colty, do you think it got anything to do with this? I mean, I'm just asking for a friend, bitch. So, he is planning on having, a day out with her because he's in Chicago, and so he wants to spend time with her. And she is telling Colty, I want your mother to know about me. And Colty is like, I'm not ready to tell my mother about you. I'm a scorned lover, okay? Only thing that I'm out here looking for is a piece of ass, and that's what you are. You are fulfilling that need for me. But she wants Colty to tell his mother about her. And so we see that this relationship is not going to last. It's going nowhere between the two of them because Colty likes the hot Brazilian women, but he doesn't want all of the other stuff that comes along with them. They're not to have any intelligence. They're just supposed to be like sex blow-up dolls for his ass. And so this girl is sitting out here trying to negotiate with a mofo who's cheap and is not going to negotiate with her. And he lived with his fucking mother, okay? But why is she so pressed for Colty to tell his mother about her? I don't understand. So we see them out on a boat trip. You know, they're out on a boat. And they're talking, and now Colty wants to find out some things about her. He said, have you ever dated an American man? She said, yeah, I've dated an American man. I've dated like 6 or 7 of them. And so Colty was like 6 or 7. So did you have sex with him? And she was like, why would I kiss and tell you? Why would I even tell you something like that? Hell no, I'm not going to tell you nothing like that. I had a relationship with them. They was friends. We did what we did. So Colty was like, what makes me special? She was like, because you already dated a Brazilian woman. I've watched you on the show, and I think that I can manipulate you enough for me to get a green card too, okay? You the one that's the let me tell you something. This girl is trying to work this thing, but this thing is not going to work for her. She ain't going to do nothing but get up with a wet behind, boo. I'm sorry. I hate that. I'm sorry. I know it's Sunday, but all she getting up with is a wet behind. She not walking away with nothing else, okay? Ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about. Men, please excuse us for a second. There's some men that you be in a relationship with, boo, and I'm going to tell you right now that all the signs are just out there. If I mess with him, I ain't getting nothing else out this relationship but a good old piece of, and I don't even think it was a good old nothing, because when she got up in the morning, she seemed a little disappointed, and so did his raggedy ass. Excuse me, y'all. So he wants to know, what's going on with her. She says that, we had sex and all that kind of stuff. And she's really feeding into Colty's ego. But Colty keeps going back and forth. So she said, well, what's the deal? She laughing and kikiing with him and everything. And she was like, what's the deal with your ex-wife? And this bitch turns around and says, my ex-wife went to jail 3 times for domestic violence. And I said, you sorry. You sorry, bitch. You gonna sit up there and play the victim like that, Colty? Like, are you serious? Like, how in the hell all of a sudden you the damn victim? And so, of course, the girl is devastated and everything. But what he didn't tell you was he started this... He didn't tell you that he was the one that was the master manipulator, chasing her around the hall, around the house, cutting the water off on her, doing all kinds of stuff to taunt the daggone girl and provoke her to be violent with her. He didn't tell you that. He just told you that she went to jail 3 times for him. He didn't tell you that he lied to the police and that he over-exaggerated the story. He didn't tell you that she had... Well, I don't know now. But I mean, y'all know what I'm trying to say, okay? I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but allegedly she wouldn't whoop the, went somewhere in the corner, whooped her own ass, okay? But still, we gonna try to give her the benefit of the doubt. So the next thing she's out with Colty with her friends. He says that he wants to impress the friends. And so he's sitting down with the friends and everything. He walks up, he hugs everybody, they cheers. And now the questions start. So they start asking him about his, ex-wife, about Larissa. They know damn well they seen this bitch on the show. I don't know why they faking like they not. And so, he's talking about how he likes Brazilian women and how he was divorced and he's taking his time. And they was like, bitch, where you live? And he was like, matter of fact, my mother lives with me. I'm taking care of her. Bitch, I almost threw up. I said, and daggone well, you sit up there telling a lie. So Jess goes on to tell her friends, that... Just tell her friends that there is a woman that calls him all day by the name of Vanessa. And she said that Vanessa is one of the women, every time she picks up the phone or she's talked to her, she says that she met him at the gym. The other girlfriend said, bitch, where the fuck did he go? Where the fuck this bitch been in the gym? She said he ain't never been in the gym. She said, what? I said, wait a minute, let me rewind back and see if that's what she said. She said, bitch, when the fuck did he ever go to the gym. Right then and there, she was done with him because she looked at his stomach and at his titty level. She looked at them baby making hips and that daggone inner tube of a stomach, and she said, bitch, he's lying. He ain't never been to the hotel. And so when she said Vanessa, he was like, what about Vanessa? So, of course, he tells them that this is just a friend. But then he wants to know things about her. And the girlfriend was like, bitch, with all the stuff that you got going on with your ex-wife, you ain't got no room to ask us about a damn thing that's going on. And just like her girlfriends was ride or die. They had her back like a mug. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now she's a little loose, little cannon, okay? Now Jess is definitely loose. But this is the kind of woman that Colt needs to be with. He don't need to be with no good girl corrupting her. And so, her friends was, basically like, you a piece of trash and we can tell it right here on the spot. We don't need to go no further, look no further. We don't need to do none of that kind of stuff. You are a nothing type of dude. So, of course, she says that, they're going to go out to this Brazilian party. And so Colty says, I don't want to do that. I just want to go back to the hotel room. So she was like, Colty's boring. He just want to look at cartoons and play video games. She said, I'm not interested in that. I'm a hot tamale bitch, and I want to go out with my friends, and I want to have a good time with my friends. And Colty is fighting this girl on this. So now we see the controlling part of her. She's telling him, I don't want to even talk about it. And he's saying, Jess. And she said, leave me alone for a minute. He doesn't want her to go. And then he wants to manipulate her and say, well, I'm your man. I'm here in Chicago for the first time. And so you need to be spending all your time with me. I come first. No, bitch, you don't come first. You come in the order that I put you in. A woman, if a man is treating a woman the way that she wants to be treated, she will lay down her whole life for him. Trust me on that. And will go to bat and the war for you. So, Colty, evidently there's already some things that you already fucking up on. And now the girlfriends see the controlling behavior from Colty. And now they understand what the hell happened with Larissa because the girlfriend said, now I see what happened with his ex-wife. You talking about you got your ass whooped. Do you think that that's what's going to happen with Jess? And so Jess, of course, is upset because she said it's not a big deal. I'm just going out with my girlfriends. But he insisted. And then he gets to the car and says, I won. But you could tell that that's all he wanted to do was because when he sat there and she said, you know what, girlfriends, y'all go head on out and have a good time. I'm going to go on back to the hotel with Colty. You can see the stupid eating grin on his face. He said, I won. And then he's going to get in the car with her and tell her that me and you come first. And bitch, you can't even tell me about your mama. You can't even tell your mama about me. But you thinking that I'm going to lay down my life for you? You're a friend with a small dick. There's no way in the world I'm going to lay my life down for you, mofo. All this girl wants from him is a green card. She has all of her girlfriends. She says all of them are opas. I think that's what you call them. So they're all from Brazil. And they not feeling him. And he going to talk about, I hope that I left a lasting impression with them. And then get in the car and tell her, she's got to make a choice while he's here. And she's like, I hear you, Colt. I hear you. I hear you, Colty. But in the back of her mind, she already know that this mofo ain't no good. And like I said, the last person I want to talk about is Angela. Angela asked... Angela, of course, as we know, was told in Nigeria that she had an egg. Bitch, that egg done turned from a sis to nothing. From a sis to not existing. As we remember, Angela told Michael last week that she was on her cycle. Now, she's a 54-year-old woman. If you get a cycle at 54 years old, the first thing that they're going to screen you for is ovarian cancer. Angela says at one time she didn't have a cycle in 2 years. She gets in front of the doctor and she tells the truth and she says it's been 3 years since she's had a cycle. Angela knew when she went to Nigeria, bitch, that she didn't have an egg to stand on. I'm sorry. So Angela's at this gynecologist and she's like, how you doing and what's going on? So Angela tells her she's 54 years old. She has a young husband in Nigeria. And if she doesn't have a baby, the relationship may be over. So the lady's like, well, what's going on? Have you had, where are you at in your menopause? And so Angela says, well, as a matter of fact, I'm on my cycle now. So the lady was like, oh, that ain't a good sign. Angela's thinking that this is a good sign. Michael has already told her, oh, baby, the fountain of youth is back in your life. When all of us who are in our 50s knows that it is extremely important that you not see anything coming down while you are in your 50s, unless you are not menopausal. Once you become menopausal, it's extremely dangerous. So Angela decides that she, So the lady says, Angela says, they told me I had one egg. Can you check to see if that one egg is there? So, of course, she goes through an ultrasound and everything, and she looks in and she is just... Bitches is empty as a black hole. Like it's dark down in that bitch. Like you can say, hello, hello, hello. Egg, egg, egg. Hello, egg, 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 egg. Ain't an egg in sight. But she says, first she thought that the egg was maybe a cyst that they saw in Ethiopia. But she said it ain't even a cyst. But your uterus is inflamed. Angela said, well, wait a minute, can I still tote one? She said, well, you could tote it, but you do got a hole in your backpack. I don't know how much of this you going to be able to tote. Angela is devastated when she tells her that there's no egg. There's no activity. There's nothing going on. And you should not be having a cycle. So we're going to have you go through a process to make sure that you do not have ovarian or uterine cancer. And Angela is devastated. She knows that she is about to fly to Nigeria and that she is having Michael to believe that she at some point can have a baby. The lady told her you can have a baby through, other means, but it's not wise for you to do it. And it's not. It's not. Angela says that she is crushed. She's crushed. And as much as you want to not be rooting for Angela, because it's just so unrealistic, you can't help but feel sorry for her being so naive about this. Like Angela truly loves Michael. So we see Angela go back home and Mama done had her surgery. She looked like Geppetto. She looked like her little mouth right there looked like a puppet, bitch. I mean, it looked like one of them carved out wood little puppet, but it was so much better that Mama had that. It almost blended in. You know what I'm saying? It almost blended into Mama's skin. It sure was a big improvement, and I was so glad to see Mama, not having, that dark patch on it. But I'm going to tell you right now, if she didn't look like Geppetto, I said, okay, Mama. But Mama was talking and everything. Angela was brushing her hair. And, Mama was saying, Angela has said that her mother had beat cancer 4 times and that she's a strong woman and she's a fighter. But right now, currently, the mother is struggling with pneumonia. And so, but Angela's telling her mother, about the doctor's appointment, and the mother is scared. She's scared because she's had her bout with cancer. And so, she's definitely afraid that her daughter is probably going to be going through the same exact thing. And so, or something similar to it, cancer. And so we're praying that Angela does not have cancer. That hasn't come out, and I'm praying that that's not what it is. Because I've been through a bout like that myself. And so it really is a sensitive subject. I remember, my first going through menopause and everything and having a cycle, and it was just, one of those things. It wasn't cancer or anything like that. That was years ago. But I remember having my own bout, and so I'm just praying that she has a negative test and that everything is fine with her. And so, of course, Angela now is realizing how sick her mother is and that her mother very well may not be around when she goes to marry Michael, but she wants to get her mother's blessing. Her mother told her, you know what, Angela, I'm going to give you my blessing. I don't agree with him, but I'm going to give you my blessing. She said, but Mama, you like Michael, right? She said, from what I know of him, I like him. The mother basically told all of us, I gave Angela my blessing because she's a grown-ass woman. She's 54, and she's going to do it anyway. And so I might as well give her her blessing. And Angela was like, I don't want you to go nowhere, Mom. And she was like, I'm going to be right here when you got back. But as we all know, once Angela married Michael and came back to the States, her mother passed away very quickly. And so, it is really a sad story. And I'm glad that Angela does have somebody that she can love and she can hold on to and all of that kind of stuff, because I know what it is to lose your mother. And so, and then right now, Angela's got that in the back of her mind, whether or not, she has cancer or whatever it is that she has to go through. So it was just sad. Angela was talking and she was crying and she was saying that, my mother put me before her own life. And you know what? That's what we do as moms. As good moms, that's what we do. We put our kids first. We never put ourselves before our children. This was, it was really, really sad to see it, but I was glad that Angela did get an opportunity to marry Michael now. I never thought that I would say that, bitch. But, but look at everything that has transpired and all of the obstacles and all the hurdles that Angela and Michael have had to jump. At this point this season, I'm a little happy about it. Now, she's probably going to go to Nigeria and act an ass, and I'm just going to have to read her when she do. But at this point, I'm really kind of rooting for the two of them. So this is the conclusion of my review. If you would like to see a live review, you can get that on my second channel called Getting Your Life with Auntie Advice. So, I love you all to pieces. I miss you all. I'll tell you all later on where I have been and what I have been doing. So, love you. Bye, y'all.